What are you doing? Scratch your butt. Yeah. Hello. Check out this giant worm fossil right here. There's just a little piece broken off right there. Some kind of a worm. There's some other stuff in this one too. If you look close. Check out a face right there. Holy. See how flat this is on this side? See how gnarly it is on this side? Hand scraper palmer. So they would take this and rub it. Grind stuff like flour, grains. See how it's all flat? Big and flat. And then this side's where your hand goes. So it held it like this. And it would rub things down with it. How it fits in your hand. There's some faces in it too. Real good one right here. There's his nose, his eye, and this gash is his mouth. There's a bunch of different faces in it. See how it fits your hand? Check this blade out. That's fat right here. This side's a blade. How skinny it is. See the eye, nose, mouth. Here's a good one. There's the eye. There's the nose. There's the mouth. This is his hat. There's his ear. I'll get it at the right angle to see it. Think of a mummy. He's all wrapped up. There's his eye. There's his nose. There's his mouth. There's his chin. That's his ear. This one's gonna have a lot of crazy stuff in it. This one's got some crazy faces. So here's his mouth, there's his eye, there's his nose, there's his other eye. The bottom. As you turn it, you might see a smiley face right there. You're going to see all kinds of stuff in this one. Small faces, big faces. Hey, what's up, man? Figured you'd be out fishing today. I've been watching your aquarium. Try to hit the like button when I see it. Thanks, brother. Here's a nose, there's an eye, there's his mouth from the side. Another face right here if you look at this eye, nose. Oh, you already went fishing today. That's good, man. Yeah, I watched you go fishing too, man. I seen your fishing stuff too. This hatchet looking thing. They're cool cup stone. See where they're grinding down something in that. See how it holds in your hand right here? So they would have they would have probably used something like this. They would have put it in their hand, and they would have taken a stone like this. See how it fits down in there? Something with a rounded edge. They held it like this. You guys want to see some fossils? There's some fossils right here. They look better when they're wet. I got a bunch of fossils right here. So watch how much better they look when they get wet. See how they pop out? This one might be hard to see. These are fossils right here. These ones right here, these are fossils. They look pretty cool when you polish them. I've never polished them. I don't have a rock tumbler, but people tumble these and they come out real cool when they're tumbled. Some of them are like naturally, like river tumbled. Some of them got faces in them too. Like this guy's got a face somewhere. Let's find it. I think it's right there. Oh, here he is. A couple of them in this one. Here's another one. This one got a smiley face, watch. Right there. Big old goofy looking smiley. Yeah, I got a bunch of fossils. This one's really cool. You see how it's got like, it looks like it's skin almost. When you get it wet. This one's got some really cool stuff in it. The colors on them are really cool too. I don't think the colors come through on this, but it's got some cool oranges. They're just really cool patterns in them. They're just really neat to look at. They really stand out when they're in the water too. When you see them in the creek. I like this right here. Watch what happens to this one. So he's got one eye there, and those little fish-looking things right here, these purple things, those are fossils. And then his open mouth, I got him wet. Hold on. I don't know if you can see those fossils, but there's two fossils right here. It's not going to focus. But he's got a big old open mouth yelling face. And down inside his face there's going to be a man's face in his mouth right there. So that guy's hiding inside the rock. He's wearing that face as his headdress. Inside the mouth of the face. There's his eye, nose, this is his mouth. And down inside the mouth is going to be a man's face. Hidden down in there. Another fossil. You want to see a mammoth? There's his eye and his trunk. The mammoth head. Here's a big mammoth. Check this guy out. He's kind of 3D. There's his trunk. There's his front leg. And this is his back. You gotta hold him like this. Got a face up in there too. It's like a 3D mammoth. Big old elephant. Here's some birds. Big old bird. There's his eye. Got a face right there. And another face right there. Here's another bird. You gotta hold him up like this to see it. So this is his wing. There's the tip of his wing. There's his beak. I think this might have been an axe. See where they notched that out right there. Might have been an axe head because it's got a bump right here, a little notch right there, a notch right there. So it probably would have shoved it through a hole in the stick. It probably would have sat in a stick just like this at an angle. So there would have been your hatchet or your head crusher. Hey, what's up, man? He's showing off his bird. You see the notch they put in there and the notch they left there. Good to see you, brother. Here's another little hatchet. A small one. Check this knife-shaped one. It's got a cool texture on it too. With all these lines. I probably would have held it like this somehow. Yeah, that one's a cool one. Check his bird out. It's big and long. There's his beak and his eye. Down here's his tail. There's a face right here. A couple faces in this one, little faces. Just threw up in your mouth. Why? That's not good. That's no good at all. Yeah, that's a big one. Yeah, I've shown you this big bird before. I don't know if you can remember it, but this is the biggest bird I got right here. See if I can lay it down. That guy right there. There's his beak. And there's his neck. See if I can get it turned around. You can see it. What did I do? Uh-oh, I did something. I just hit some button here. How do I unhit it? I don't know how to fix it now. Oh man. Highlight. No green screen. Okay, I'll fix it. Big pile of bird shit on this one. This one's got a cool face in it. Here's a cool bird with a face right here, a bird head. Another face right there. Face right there in the bird head. Here's a cool scraper blade bird. So there's the eye and there's the beak. There's his neck. As you can see, the blade goes all the way down the whole length of it. It fits in your hand like this. So they would have been scraping something with this. Hides or tree bark. Let's see how thin it is. But definitely a bird. Here's a cool one. Think about a pig right here. With his eye, his nose, his snout. Becomes a face down here. A couple different faces really. Oh, there's a big face right here. So look for the nose, the mouth, and the eye right there. Another face right there. Let's see. Here's a cool bird, but this one's flying. Well, you can look at it that way or you can look at it this way. So think about Canadian geese as he's flying through the air. There's his eye and his beak. And that'd be his wing. Like he's flying away. Let's see if I turn it this way. Or it could be a big bird head this way too. If you hold it like this. Face right there. Hey. This one's cool. Watch this guy. So see pretend that he's peeking out of from behind that rock. I don't know if you can see him, but he's right there. Yeah, it's got some cool stuff in this one. Still, hey, quit barking. Chill out. Let's see what else we got over here. So look for a nose, mouth, an eye, and other eye right there. You gotta get it lined up just right or you don't see it. There's a guy on the side right here too. This one's really cool. Check this guy out. Now look for the bird head right there. The second bird head right there. Now watch what this thing does. I think this becomes a mammoth. Let me figure out where he's at. Okay, here he is. He's right here. That's his back leg, that's his front leg, and there's his eye and his trunk. See it? And he's got a bird. Becomes a face right there. Yeah, this one's pretty cool. It's got some cool stuff that you gotta look real close to see it. The yelling man right there. Check this fossil out. He's got a face right here. There's eye, nose, mouth. He's got a few faces. There's another one. His two eyes, his nose, his mouth. Yeah, there's a few faces in this guy. Probably could have used this as a pecking stone. Some kind of tapping tool. Let's see what else we got. Let's sit over here. Let's sit right here and see what we can find. So this one's got some real interesting stuff on him. So look for the guy right there, but I want you to pay attention to this right above my thumb. See how there's an arrow right there? A black arrow right there. Now it's pointing to the right. Now it's pointing down. It becomes a nose for a face. His mouth's right here, his eyes right there, his other eye's here, and that becomes his nose. But you gotta get it lined up just right. So it makes a shadow on his nose. It makes it look like his nose is 3D, like it's sticking out, but it's not. He's wearing this whole bird head. There's the bird. There's his eye, and there's his beak. He's got a face in him too. And there's his eye this way. Big old eye and his beak this way. I gotta hold it back to see that one. But down in here, he's got some serious hidden faces in this part. Right there. Right there. Down in here, there's a bunch of them. A real good one right here where my thumb is. Oops. I gotta go slower on this one because it's hard to see him. Dude right there too. And there's a guy right here. I think there's one right there too. Hard to get it to focus on these. This guy's chock full of faces. Watch this one. This is my favorite one on this one. Right where my thumb is going to be a face, but he's looking right at you. So this part's his mask. It's covering part of his face. So right here's his chin. There's his nose. That's his eye, and his other eye's back there in the hole. But you got to get it lined up just right to see him. And you got other faces right here. That face right there. This one's got all kinds of faces in it. Guy in the end right here. I'm going to try to go slower because I know that you guys can't see this stuff when I go fast. There's a good one right there. Small one and a medium one. There's one right here too. It's good. So here's one that's like a big-eyed yelling man. That's his eye. There's his other eye, his nose and his mouth. Like he's wearing a hoodie. Relax, Stella. It's all about the angle. If you don't get the angle right and the distance right, you won't see any of these. So you got to really adjust your angle and your distance. That's why I twist them and move them all the time. because your brain won't see them unless you get them to focus. And only way I can get them to focus is to move them, because the movement helps get them in and out of focus for you. It won't look the same when it's up close as it does back here. Some of them you have to see them from back here. Other ones you have to see them right up close. It just depends. And they change. The slightest twist will change them. The slightest little movement, and they'll be gone. You won't see them anymore. Always look down inside the holes. Like, see how there's a cutaway right here at the very bottom? You got to picture there's a man down in the bottom inside that hole. He's wearing the rock as his headdress. This one's really cool. See that hole? That's one eye. That's the other eye. There's his nose. His mouth is down here. And twist this one. There's like a duck head with his bill. Face down there. Face right there. That eye, nose, mouth, chin. And then the hole becomes an eye for a small face. Right there. This part that's sticking out right here, that's a fossil. You can't really see it until it's wet, but this part right here is a fossil. The part that's it's like the nose sticking out right there, it's a fossil. Yeah, you have to change the angles, otherwise they won't show up. And I think the movement helps your brain see them, because your brain has to focus on them. They're like a 3D puzzle. Like, you don't see it right away unless you get everything lined up. Everything has to be lined up. If you don't line them up, they don't look like anything. But as soon as you get it lined up just right, see how that guy, he's even got a mouth down here, like with teeth in it. If you look real close, you can almost see the little teeth pecked in. This will be his nose, and that's his eye. He's wearing this whole rock is his hat. That's his headdress. You got to get it lined up just right. Yeah, this one's got some cool stuff in it. Like, you can see big faces with nose, like it could be a big nose and eye. They're abstract, like they're not always perfect. I like this duck face right here. That's his bill. There's his head and his eye. It's like a duck. See how the hole becomes an eye and this hole becomes the other eye for a face? You got to get it lined up right. They love finding rocks with holes. If they found a rock with a hole, they would automatically pick it up and use it, I think. Like, here's another one with holes. Watch this one. There's two holes in this one. So they're going to make a face right there. They're going to make a face right there. You can see the mouth. You see a partial face right here if you look this way. His one eye, his nose, his mouth is right there. One in the middle. One right there. That holds the nose. There's a little line for his mouth. It's hard to see it. Face right here on the side too. But yeah, they're subtle. Like, you're not going to see it unless you know to look for it. Like, a lot of people wouldn't even pick this rock up. lot of people wouldn't even look at this rock. I pick up every rock that has holes in it. See if I can find another one with holes in it. Here's one. Let's see what this one does. See there? There's the mouth. There's the two eyes. I always pick up rocks with holes in them. You never know. You don't know what they have in them. Check this guy out. He's got a hole in him, but watch what his hole does. See the hole down there? So this one's really cool. You turn him this way, that hole becomes his eye. This hole becomes his other eye. There's his nose, there's his mouth. Just got to get the angle just right. Now watch what it does when you twist it. Now it becomes a mouth for a man. His eye's up here, his nose is here, and this is his mouth from the side. Let's see. There's his two nostrils. There's his eye. There's his mouth. And then you turn it just a little bit more and it becomes a snake head. So the snake head has two eyes right here, and this is his mouth. I don't know if you can see that. Another mouth face that way. Yeah, I always pick up the ones with holes in them. Oh, here's the other face. Right there. There's his eye, there's his nose, there's his mouth. His other eye's kind of missing. Just got to get it lined up just right to see it. Alright, let's see what else we got right here. There's a little hatchet, a little canoe. So imagine that's a little canoe shape. There's the front of the canoe. And the back of it's kind of missing, but the back of it's got a face in it. Watch. Right down in there. Face right there. It's kind of abstract. That's an eye, that's a nose, that's a mouth. Other eye's kind of at an angle. See another one right down in here somewhere. Little hatchet blade. So here's one I want to show about how they make crying man faces. So there's the nose, there's the mouth. They put that eye in. They use that crack as the crying face. There's a little tiny eyeball right there above my thumb, and then this streak coming down, that line right there is his tears, his crying face. Make faces cry. They take the crack. They took the natural crack in the rock. They might have put one of these gashes in, maybe the eye, maybe the nose, I don't know. There's another teardrop right there. That hole right under his eye, next to the nose, there's the mouth. That's a teardrop right there. He's crying out of both eyes, really. He's got a river coming out of that eye, and that was just a spot, just a tear, just one tear crying, falling on his cheek, right next to his nose. The crying face is something I find a lot. They put them in there. There's another face right here. But yeah, you got to get the angle, the distance, the lighting has to be right. Everything has to line up or you won't see these. See if I can find another crying man face real quick. See what this one's got. This one's got some cool stuff in it. Big old face right here. There's his nose, his two eyes in his mouth. One down here too. All about the angle. Everything depends on how you hold it, how you look at it. You almost never look at it straight on. You have to look at it from a side angle, kind of like that. Get them to come in. I think they definitely would have been twisting these around. Let's see. Here's kind of an abstract face. So there's his open mouth. There's his nose. There's one eye and the other eye's over there, but you got to hold it at an angle. Kind of like a fish right there. See his eye in his mouth? And then it makes another face this way. His nose, his mouth, eye, and a pecked-in eye right there. And then the big face right there I just showed you. His nose, his eye, his other eye's back here, and this is his big mouth. Just depends on how you twist it, how you hold it, how you turn it. It's like this guy could be a face with his mouth, two eyes, and his nose right there. They're subtle. They're not trying to make perfect faces. They're trying to make hidden faces. The whole goal is not to make one perfect face, but as many hidden faces as they can. So this one's a fire rock. You can see how red this is. I don't know if you can pick this up, but it's super red, like it was burned at a campfire. Big old scooped out area right there. See how that's all scooped out and smooth? They would use that probably in their hand just like this as a cupstone. See how it fits my hand? So they would have been grinding stuff inside that cup right there. But there's a face right here on the side. So imagine this is his eye, there's his mouth, and the tip is his nose, and that's his hat, his headdress. See there what I'm talking about? And then there's going to be other faces. Watch this. So now this is his nose, this is his mouth, and that hole right there is his eye, but you got to hold him at the right angle. I think there's a little one right down there too. This triangle's his nose, there's his mouth, and his eyes are kind of hidden in there. There's a face right there. Check out this plate. See how it's got a scooped out area right here in the middle. Always look down inside the hole. See how there's a hole right here in this rock? See that hole? Just keep an eye on that hole. Just watch the hole. You'll see them down inside the hole if you get the angle just right. There's usually a face inside the hole is peeking out at you. So you got to get them lined up just right, or you don't see it. There might be some ghost faces in this guy. Right there might be one. Yeah, that's not a great one. Oh, here's a cool one with a hole in it. Here's another crying man face. I want to show you this face right here. So here's the best face that's easy to see. There's the eye, there's the nose, there's the mouth, the other eye's right there on the back. So you got to hold it like this to see it. That hole will be his ear. So you see there's an eye, there's a nose, there's a mouth and his chin. His other eye's right there on the back side. You got to hold it just right. There's his ear. And when you flip him over on the backside face, there's the crying tear right there, like that other rock. Single dot on his chin. There's his eye, there's his nose, there's his mouth. You see that tear? Right there, same ear. Basically same face on the backside. Same face as this one. Only this one's got a crying face right there. It's got a tear on him. There's his other eye back there on the backside. Now when you hold it this way, we get half of a face. You see that right there? You get the angle right? There's no other eye. His other eye's behind his mask. So there's his mouth, his nose, and that hole becomes an eye. Just got to get lined up to see it. The other eye's behind his mask and his headdress. That's why you don't see both eyes all the time. You don't see the whole face. You only see part of it. So here's another face with a mask. So that hole is his eye. His other eye's underneath the mask. You see how there's part of him, his face is being covered. The only part of his true face you're seeing is his cheek right here. His mouth is under the mask. This is his mask. Everything up here, that's a mask. Even this eye, there's a hole for him to look out, but you don't see his eye. This covers his nose. His mouth would be right there. This would be his chin. That hole would be his eye. But you can see how you only see part of his face. You gotta get it lined up just right. They hide them under masks. They're under headdress, hats, hoodies. There's another face right there, using that hole as his eye. Right there. Smaller face. Yeah, these holes are like, that would have been a magnet for them. They find these ones with holes in them. They were using for fishing net sinkers. They probably had other uses for them that we don't know. Check this axe head out. Look at the size of this thing. Hey, thanks, man. I appreciate you. Look at the size of this axe head. See how it's smoothed down to an edge? This is the point. There's his nose for a face. It's a little face right there. Big nose, mouth, eyes. See how flat it is right there? So they would have shoved that into the back of the tree. They would have made a hole in the tree and it probably would have fit in about right there. And that would have been a huge chopper. Chopping down trees. Check this cool guy out. So there's an eye, an open mouth. It's either a snake or a turtle. See that there? So this is a big rounded rock. He's got some stuff going on in him. There's a ghost face right down in there. But the coolest part of this one, inside the hole right there, is a face right there. See it? Right there. You see his line with his teeth, his nose, 2 eyes. I think it becomes a big open mouth face too. You hold it just right. And then there's a little face right here in the corner. Wearing that whole rock as his headdress. This one's got some hidden ghost faces in it too. Like up there's a couple, right there's one. Yeah, but I like this one because it looks like a big snake head or a turtle. That gashes his eye. There's his nose. He's got his mouth open. Check this bird out right here. There's his beak and his eye right there. I don't know if you can see that. So this one sits flat, which is really cool. You sit it down. Pretty cool shape on it. There's a yelling man face. Could be another bird. Open mouth of a bird. There's another crazy face. Yelling man. See what this one's got in him. Face down there. Face right there. So there's his nose, his mouth, his eye. Again, it's just part of the face. You don't see the other eye. He's wearing a hat. This whole thing is his headdress. He's down at the bottom. Wearing the whole rock as his headdress. And there's a bigger face. So you can use this hole, that hole. There's his nose, and there's his mouth right there. He's kind of a bigger face. Got to hold him back a little bit to see him. Turn him this way and see what he does. Oh yeah, there's a face right here. Here's another crying man face where they use the crack. There's the nose, that holds his eye. He's got an upside down mouth like he's frowning. There's his other eye, but that crack becomes the crying river of tears right there. See it? See how there's an eye right there, the long crack? That becomes his other eye, and that's his nose and his mouth. You gotta get it lined up just right to see it. There's another face this way. I forget where all the faces in it. Sometimes I forget them. Like, it's hard to find them sometimes. Oh, there's a good one right there. See his nose right here and his eye, his chin is like extended down. Other eye's right there. Big face right there, ghost face. Okay, let's check another one out. Let's check this guy out. See what he's got. He's got some holes in him. I don't know what these are doing here. The hole go all the way through? Yeah, it does. So look at that face right there. With his nose, his mouth. Look, there's an eye, nose, mouth there. That hole goes all the way through, looks like. Like it goes through twice. I won't focus. I'm having a hard time focusing. Let's see, what else we got? This one's really cool. So I want you to imagine a face eating an egg. So this part's the egg. There's his open jaw. There's his nose. Those two are his eyes. You gotta get them lined up just right. See the two gashes for his nostrils, gash for his eyes, and then the part that comes down right there is a snake head. I don't know if you can see the snake head right there. Just imagine if that's a snake crawling over top of that rock. So he's got all kinds of stuff in him, but it's hard to see it. Face right there. And there's that big face. He's eating the egg. This is an egg. It symbolizes an egg. Faces eating eggs are something I find in my area. Snakes eating eggs, turtles eating eggs, faces eating eggs. This rock is the egg. This is his open jaw. He's stretched around like he's swallowing an egg. There's going to be all kinds of faces in it too as I turn it. Let's see, I think there's one down here. Oh, damn, I'm getting munched by mosquitoes. So this is like a chert or a flint. This outside rock. See how colorful it is? And it's surrounding a, look like a granite rock, hard stone. This is real hard. This can be chipped away real easy. So they chip this part out to make a jaw, put two nostrils in, two gashes for the eyes, eye, nostril, jaw, and there's that snake head. He's got a face in him too. Sometimes they look farther when they're better when they're farther back. So check this one out. That fossil right there is an eye. That's a nose. There's his mouth and chin. You gotta hold it at the right angle. Might have another eye right there, but see that? So this one's hiding a really cool face, but it's gonna be real hard for you new guys to see it. There's one right there, down at the bottom. So I want you to look right here where my thumb is. Right where my thumb is, you're gonna see a face. There's his nose. There's his eyes. The other eye's there. His mouth is like right on the edge. So imagine he's hiding inside the rock. The rest of this shit's his headdress. You got to get him lined up. You almost got to hold him at this angle and hold him back to see him. And you got to get the angle just right or you won't see it. It's a yelling man face too, with an eye, nose, mouth is open. I don't know if you can see a big yelling man face right there. But then when you look on the side right here, this right here, there's a face. Just imagine he's inside that rock and he's peeking out. So you got to get the angle just right or you won't see him. It's right there. The rest of this is his headdress, his mask. There's a big old nose, mouth, that's an eye, and that dot right there is an eye. See the big yelling man face right here? So this becomes his ear, I think. That right there. Let's see what else we can find in this one. Could be a different face this way, with this fossil being his nose. There's his mouth and chin, and there's his eye, and his other eye's kind of missing. You hold it this way. Looks like there's a face right there too. Well, this one's got some skills. Anytime they find a fossil, they love picking up fossils and making faces with them. You can imagine what they thought about fossils when they found them. I mean, how do they explain fossils? Bones and stuff in the rock. No wonder they think they're spirits and people, ancestors or whatever, animals. They find bones inside rocks. How does that happen? They couldn't make sense of that. They didn't know about fossils. They didn't know what they were, dinosaurs, none of that. Here's a cool one right here. So I want you to think about the Scream, the famous picture of the Scream, the painting. Right there's his mouth, his nose, his two eyes, like he's holding his hands up to his head. You ever see that Van Gogh painting? Put my thumb over it so you can help see it. Right above my thumb, that holds his mouth like he's screaming. This one makes a cool face right there, straight on. There's his nose, there's his mouth, his eyes there, the other eyes back in there in the mask. See that? See how the slightest twist changes everything? Look at face right there. Look for one right there. There might be one right there too. Yeah, this is a cool rock right here. I like this guy right here. So this is his headdress, his hat. Always imagine them wearing a hat or a headdress. Or they're wearing the rock as their hat. They're inside the rock and they're peeking out. Like they're in a submarine or something, and the only way they can peek out is look out the little hole. Anywhere they got a little cutaway area, they're going to try to put a face in that so they can peek out. Like right there. Oh, here's a face this way. I forgot this one. So let me get them lined up. Just kind of ignore the front of it. See how there's a man right down here, but he's inside this hole. So the rest of this rock is his headdress. And there's that guy again. See how you gotta change the angle? Put the angle down versus up. Like he's wearing a hat on the side. There's the screen guy. See how there's a hole? There's a man down in the hole. Alright, that's enough of that rock. Here's a cool fossil. I don't know if you can see this one. It's kind of hard to see this fossil, but it's pretty good. Looks way better when it's wet. Kind of looks like it could be a face. Let's see. I thought there was a face in this, but maybe not. So here's a cool one. So look at the top right here. I want you to picture this right here is a little mouse head. There's his eye, there's his nose, there's his chin, his little ears right there. And there's the man's face down here. He's wearing the mouse head as his headdress. Turn it this way, becomes a face. See that man right there, his mouth, his nose, his eyes. Alright, let's check this dude out with his weird looking nose. There's his chin. You'll notice that's got a weird shape to it. This one's kind of abstract. It feels like this one could have been like a chisel of some sort. See how it's chiseled down at the end? Fat back here. Comes down to a point. Oh, it becomes a bird. That's what it was. There's the beak. There's the top. So imagine like a cardinal or a blue jay that has that weird thing on his head, that crest, tip on the top. So with the bird, you got a wing, you got his tail. This fat part's going to be his wing, and that tip's going to be his beak. Like I said, they're abstract. They're not always perfect. Here's an open mouth turtle, maybe, eating an egg. That spot down there is the egg inside the mouth. Remember what I told you about animals eating eggs, turtles eating eggs? You see his eye right there, pecked in. There's the egg inside the mouth. The jaws are open, so I'm holding it from the back. Holding it like I would a snake or a turtle. So his neck is back here. There's the egg. There's his eye. There's his jaws open. Ooh. Oh boy, let's check this weird looking thing out. This one's got some crazy looking stuff in it. Get ready for some crazy ones here. Remember I told you about holes? Always pick them up. Always pick up the holes. Here's why, because they make faces. Right there's one. So that hole becomes an eye, that hole becomes an eye. Now picture a big face. So his mouth's down there and that hole's his nose. If you can see that. You're going to see some crazy stuff in this one. It's kind of heavy, so I can't really hold it real good. Sometimes the hole is an open mouth for a face, like he's yelling. They're not always eyes. Sometimes they're not eyes, but they're mouths. This one's dirty. Got a bunch of dirt on it. Alright, let's look at this side. Okay, there's an open mouth yelling man. You see his eye, his nose. So that hole becomes his mouth. See his nose on this one? Mouth's kind of pecked in down there. This side's not as good as this side. Ah, that one's heavy. I can't hold the heavy ones. There's another one with a hole. So look for the yelling man right here. Imagine this is his open mouth. There's his nose. There's his eye. You see his eye. You see his nose. You see his mouth. see what else we got. Here's another yelling man. It's not a really good one, but that holds his mouth. That rusty spot's his eye, and then this is his nose. So nose, eye. Might be another little face up there, but that hole becomes his mouth. That's not a good one. Could be a face this way. That's not a great one. I don't know if I've ever showed you guys this one. So I want you to imagine an elongated skull. There's the eye, nose, mouth, other eye, and then a big old elongated skull head. And there's another face in the side if you hold it just right, like this. I don't think it does anything upside down, but it might. Oh yeah, there's a face right there. So that hole becomes a mouth. There's a nose, and then there's two eyes upside down. Yeah, that's really cool. Elongated skull. Big old skull. See how long and oblong shaped it is? Let's see. Here's a cool bird right there. Check this guy out. Get the leaves off of him. Oh, there's a bug in there building a nest inside his hole. Okay, so this one's a cupstone. So this area right here is cupped out. This area right here. See how there's a cup in there? Right here. So there's the bird's beak, bird head right there. And there's his tail. So that's the shape of the bird right there. There's the cupstone. I don't know if you can see that. There's the bird head. When you turn it this way, there's the bird this way. And then there's a nutting stone right there. And there's his tail. So let me show you how they would have used this. See how I'm sitting? Watch this. Watch how it fits between your legs. To use that cupstone right there. So the bird head's kind of a handle. And now you got a place to hold it. Holds right between your legs, just like this. And here's your working space. There's your cup. See how it fits between your legs? Same thing on this side. This little hole right in the middle. I could have used it as a club of some sort too. Also fits this way. See how it fits between your legs? Bird. That's wing or tail right there. Face right there. And that's not natural. This area right here is been worked down, grinded. Who knows how long they grinded that thing? You guys want to see a human foot? Here we go. Here comes a foot. Now I want you to see, there's a couple things about this foot. I want you to notice a couple things about the foot. There's the ankle in the back. There's the ankle. Now look, there's an arch. See that arch? Doesn't go all the way over. There's the big toe. There's the ankle. See the arch? The big toe's got a toenail on it. So human foot. See that? With an arch. There's an arch in the foot. There's the toe. Imagine an upside down foot. See how there's an arch in it? See the perfect ankle? See the way it comes down? The arch is in the perfect spot. There's the big toe with a big old toenail. It's a perfect human foot. Now, I got another perfect human foot inside the shoe. Okay, you see the foot, see the shape of the foot. There's the ankle. So this one's got a different type of ankle on it. You'll see it when I pull it out. But you're going to see on this one, it's got the toes. It's got toes marked in. Okay, you ready to pull that out? Ready for me to pull it out of the shoe? Okay, here it comes. I want you to think human foot. I want you to think human foot. And guess what it has? Just like the other one. An arch. See the arch right there? And notice the arch is not on the outside, just like a human foot. It looks edible. See how there's an arch on it though? See how the shape of the foot? See the toe right there? It's got an arch just like a foot. There's the toe. When you hold it right here, yep, another foot. Let's put it back in the shoe. See how it fits in the shoe, just like a foot. Check this dude out. See his big old nose? There's his eye, there's his other eye, and there's his mouth. Turn him over. You got a yelling man face right there. There's his mouth, there's his nose, and there's his eyes. I think there's a face right here too. Yeah, right there's one. That's a pretty cool one. See what else we got. We got a little bird-shaped knife. See the blade on this guy? See that blade that goes all the way around it? This thing's super thin. Super thin. I don't know if you can see it. But It's pretty thin. It's like a razor blade. A bird shape. Here's a cool one with a hole in him. So look for his eye. The hole becomes his other eye. And there's his mouth with teeth. Look at that. Fossil eye. Hole for an eye. Like a bird head going on. His face this way. Yeah, that's a good face. Look at that guy. Smiling at you. He's saying, hey, internet, look at me. I'm a face. I'm a face in a rock. A face in a rock. Little dude down here. He's wearing the whole rock as his headdress. Yeah, that's a cool one. I thought about making these smaller ones independents. Like you could put a wire wrap through there. It's not too big. Wear as a necklace. I got a few small ones I'd like to wrap up. I got some cool ones I could put in a wire wrap and make a cool necklace or two. Here's a good face. Check this dude out. Look at this guy right here. He's got some teeth going on, like a fang. There's some other faces down in there. Some people will be able to see stuff in there, but some people won't. That's okay. Everybody has a different brain. We're all going to see different stuff, and that's okay. Not everyone's going to see the same stuff. I think this looks like a little snake head on top. This part right there. Let's look at something else. Let's see what this dude's doing. Okay, buddy. Hey, I'll see you later, man. I appreciate you stopping by. I watch your channel too. I like the aquarium. It's relaxing. I'll see you later, man. Okay, buddy. I'll talk to you later. I don't think I showed this one off yet. Another one with holes. Watch how many faces the holes make. Watch how many different faces the holes can make. Sometimes it's only one eye. Real hard to see it, but they pecked in a nose and a mouth in this one. Real hard to see it. That's another one that could make a good pendant necklace. It's not too big. Wire wrap this guy up. He'd make a cool little necklace. He's got several good faces in him. Okay, here's a really cool one. I hope you guys know about this. You guys remember the Jason movies? Friday the 13th? The brown stuff's his hair. There's his eye, his nose, his mouth has even got a little couple teeth in it. He's got a cheek that sticks out when you hold it the right way. Imagine that brown stuff's his hair. Hope you can see that right there. Another face on the back. That's a cool one. Right there's his eye. There's his nose. There's his mouth. There's his chin. This is his hair. That brown stuff, that flint. Stella, hey, what are you doing? What are you doing, buddy? Goofball. What are you doing? What are you doing? Huh? No, don't come in here. You're gonna get trapped in here and then you can't get out. See, now you're trapped. What are you doing? What are you doing? Now, see, you're knocking stuff over. Get out. Out this way. Out. Go on. Go find your basketball. Go get your ball. Go get your basketball. Where is it? Go find it. Go find your basketball. Go get it. Check out this open mouth snakehead. See, they put pecked in an eyeball for him. Okay, here's a cool one. So that part right there is going to become a Indian's face with a headdress. There's one right there too. So I want you to watch this headdress hat right here. It's really cool. It's a really good one. Let me see. Okay, ready? Right here he is. There's his eye, nose, mouth. So imagine there's a face wearing a hat or a headdress. Right there. See his eye, see his nose, his mouth, his chin. See that spot's his eye. And when you look this way, the same face comes all the way through. There's another one right there. and this one right here. There's his nose, his mouth, his eye, other eyes right there. There he is upside down. Pretty cool. Pretty cool face right there. Pretty cool. Indian head wearing a headdress. Hope you guys can see this stuff. Check this bird out. There's his beak. There's his head. There's his beak. There's his head. Look at the angles on this one. Look at how smooth that is too. You see the angles on this? That's not natural. The glaciers didn't make that. The glaciers did not do that. They made a perfect bird out of this. That's a big boy. What do you see here? Do you see an elephant trunk? See a mammoth? See a bird. What a crazy looking bird head. Lion Beach. This one's kind of wild. Face right down in there. Ghost face. Alright, let's go move somewhere else. Let's see what's over here. Okay, you want to see some fossils? Fossil time. That's a cool little fossil right here. Here's a cool fossil. It looks like it's got a face in it. It looks like whiskers of like a badger, or no, not badger, but an otter. So that'd be his nose, two dark spots, and then he's got these whiskers around his face. It's a fossil. Check this dude out right here. See his eye, see his nose, his mouth, his chin. There he is on the back side. I don't know why the focus is going away. Focus. Focus. Got some other faces in them too. Check out this little scraper blade with a handle. See the blade part right here? See how it's fat on the back? We can hold it. Skinny on the front. What you doing, buddy? Check this hatchet out. This right here, see the notch in it? See the long spike? And there's the hatchet blade. That's a war club, so the tree would have fit in right like this. And this end would have been a spike for hitting people on the head, and that end would have been a hatchet. It would have held it like this. Another one with some holes in it. Ooh. Okay, you guys want to see a mammoth? There he is. This is your mammoth right here. See his eye, his trunk, his tail. And then you go under his tail, under his trunk, you see his hole where he drinks water out of. See the hole in his trunk? See his eye? There's his front leg. And there's his back leg and his tail. Think about an elephant. That big old hump on his back. So here's the other elephant. See that one right there? That's the baby elephant. See how his trunk is curled up in his mouth? I don't know if you can see that. There's a little trunk. It's curled. It's going up into his mouth. There's his eye. That holds his eye. And then there's the mom. This elephant here is the mom. This way. So there's mom, baby, dad, the big one. Dad's the big elephant. There's the baby. And there's the mom. There's some faces in it too. When you hold it this way, that holds an eye, that holds an eye, there's the nose. The mouth would be down here, but it's kind of missing. See, I think there's another face or two in this one. Oh yeah, right here. Big old nose. There's a human's eye. This is the mouth. Look at the big old schnozzle on this guy. He's looking to the right. Hold on. I don't know if you can see that. It's abstract. They're not always perfect faces. I think there's a face this way. Each one of these holes is a different size. See how these sides, they're all different sizes. There's a small one right in the middle, the medium one, there's a big one. One there, one there, one there, one there. Yeah, this is pretty cool because you can see the elephant's trunk. It's curling up into his mouth like he's eating something. It's a baby elephant. Baby mammoth. Dad mammoth. See his eye? This would be his front leg, this would be his back leg, and that'd be his tail. You gotta hold him just right to see it. See how his trunk comes down? And he's got a hole in the bottom of his trunk. There's a face right here. There's his mouth with 2 eyes. Look at this yelling man mouth right there. Hard to see this one, but this is his nose. He's got 2 eyes tucked in, and there's his open mouth. Yeah, that's a cool one. It's one of my favorites. Here's another yelling man. So see how there's a divot, big old notched out area right here? So that gash is going to be one eye. This black spot's the other eye, and this black spot's his nose. You got to hold him at the right angle, the right distance to see it. There's a bunch of faces in this. I don't know why the focus has gone away. But you might see some ghost faces in this guy. Focus. Something's wrong with the focus. It's not focusing. It might be focusing for you guys, but I can't see it. Try to clean off my nose. God, I can't see shit in this. Maybe it's just a stone. See if we can see it. Alright. Something's wrong with the focus. It's not focusing right. There's one big eye. There's the other big eye. There's the nose, and there's the mouth and the chin. When you twist it, there's a couple other faces in it. Not focusing very well. I don't know why. It's starting to piss me off. Check out this yelling man right here. He's real small. That gash in his mouth. He's got a nose and 2 eyes. I wish it would focus better. Nose, eye, mouth, chin. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. Okay, let's check a different rock out. Check out this guy, see what he's got going on. See the mouth with teeth, nose, eyes. Yelly man with that hole being in his open mouth. You might see all kinds of stuff on this one. There's no right or wrong. Like, everybody's going to see different things. Nobody's going to see the same thing. Just depends on how your brain looks at things. All going to see different stuff. And that's okay. Nobody's made the same. Nobody thinks the same. Nobody has the same imagination. But somebody, thousands of years ago, picked this thing up and started pecking away at it. See all these marks, all these little holes and stuff? Not all that's natural. Some of these they put in there. Alright. Well, I'm about to get off of here. I think my battery's about to go down. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I don't know if anybody's even watching. I haven't had anybody in the chat, so I don't know if there's anybody even watching this right now. Hopefully you are, and if you are, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you can see some faces. Try to show you some cool stuff. Check this bird out. I want you to think about a crow. See his eye? See his beak? He's got two eyes, really. Let's see. Face right here becomes an eye, nose, mouth. It's like a crow. Reminds me of a crow. There's another cool one with a yelling man face. So here's the open mouth. That hole is his mouth. There's two eyes and a nose right there. I don't know if you can see that. Be a face right down there too. You guys see that? Anybody see this? So here's a partial face. So this spot's his nose. There's his mouth and his chin. There's his cheek. And one of his eyes. The other eye is going to be hidden up in the mask. See that? So that face right there, he's wearing, that whole rock is his headdress. You gotta get the angle just right to see him though. That'd be his other eye right there. Yeah, that might be his other eye. Not sure about that one. Check this axe out. Look at the blade on this one. Okay, last one. Look at that guy right there. This is a good one. Watch this one. So there's a hole right there. There's a nose. And there's a mouth. And there's a chin. Put him this way. Same hole, same nose, same mouth. There's a nose right here. There's a man with his mouth right here, and there's his two eyes. This one's got all kinds of cool stuff in it. So that hole's a yelling man right here. There's his nose, there's his eye, there's his other eye. A big face. And there's a little face with an eye, nose, mouth. Gotta get it lined up. Another little face. Little face right there. Little face down there. Medium face. Alright guys, I'm gonna jump off of here. Appreciate you guys all stopping by and watching. You guys have a good day. Catch you on the next one. Peace.